to the TikTok. Right hand for Miller after the left hand for Judice. Miller staying on her bike is definitely frustrating Judice a little bit. Judice not cutting her off too well. Oh, big left for Judice. Body kick for Judice there. Oh, good left hand again for Judice right there. Cocks the back head of... oh, another uppercut and then a freaking right hook right after for Judice. Beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, Miller had some very big positions overall, but Judice landed much better overall damage. Much better overall shots. I cannot fight in real life, no. Well, I mean, I can hold my own, but... Yeah, Judice 2-1 or 3-0, surely, right? I mean, it would be wild otherwise. Oh, good left hand on the counter right there for Judice at the end. Left hand again for Judice. Right hook. Left hand, right hook. Right about. Beautiful stuff. Good fight. Good fight. Jay Mars, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. She ended minus 8,000. Imagine the scenes, boys. Imagine the scenes. What I'll just do here. Imagine the scenes if they rob Judice right now. Move this out of the way and try to get the laptop a little bit better in for the YouTube live. I think YouTube live is good now. Gotta pull up the YouTube though, so I can actually see the chat in YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. Yeah, I just put it up. So Judice versus Miller to start off the card. I never do, Sal. Not my thing. I think YouTube live is good. What's going on, Misfit? What took me so long? I always set up the YouTube one a little bit later because I am on the TikTok one first. I'm trying to get the TikTok one in ASAP because a lot more people watch on TikTok. Appreciate you, Sal, my guy. Sal, for those that do indulge in that stuff, I always put out my full fight card predictions like this every single Monday. Or for those on YouTube, it's over here. And then I also put out, what's it called? My top 5 predictions every single Wednesday as well. So you get my top 5 predictions. Judice, Miller, let's hear the decision. Should be Judice 30-27. 30-27. Yep, that's a clear Judice win. Carly Judice, fantastic performance. Juliana Miller gave her a little bit more trouble than expected, but she defended some ridiculous positions that a lot of other fighters would have been finished by Juliana Miller in. Crispy did scare me a little bit. Crispy did scare me a little bit. What's going on, Matthew? What's going on, Magnus? Yeah, Judice win. One judge of the 30-27 is a little bit concerning. Again, what happened to damage? Round 3, I can kind of understand it, maybe just a little bit. Yi Zhao was like minus 5,000 when he got robbed. Yeah, I mean, thankfully we're in Houston. No interview for Judice, huh? No interview for Carly Judice. Interesting. The women's fight is done, but it was a fantastic fight. We have Yadier Del Valle versus Jordan Levitt. I need you guys to lock in for this one because Yadier Del Valle is one of the most interesting prospects you're going to see. Physical specimen, ridiculous grappler, and he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Get Tapturo off my wall. Get a grip. What do you think been the biggest upset this year so far? I don't even remember what the biggest upset was this year so far. Not too many have been. Del Valle will lose. You're out of your mind. Del Valle is going to finish him. He's going to finish Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt doesn't belong in there with him. This is a Yadier Del Valle. I mean, this guy's freak of nature. Submission or knockout for Del Valle? Submission or knockout for sure. Gaethje was a big upset. Yeah, it could still be him maybe. Which fight do you think will be fight of the night? Fight of the night tonight. What fight do I think is fight of the night tonight? Harrell versus Jacoby Smith could be it. Fluffy Strickland could be it. Ige versus Costa could be it. What else? And then the Korea fight versus Gurule could be. Brahimaj versus Soriano could be. Imagine not picking Offley. Take a lap, bro. Take a lap, Misfit. Yadier Del Valle coming in. Here we go, boys. I'm frozen. Am I frozen on the live, or is Lazy Snipes trolling me? What's your most confident fight tonight? Most confident prediction on the card is Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to win. I'm not frozen. Okay, he's trolling me. Biggest upset will be Kavanaugh beating Moreno, hopefully. You got by sub or TKO? I think it's going to be by finish. I don't know exactly which one it's going to be honest. Del Valle can out-grapple him big time. He can hurt him big time on the feet. I think he's a much better fighter overall. Undefeated. Very good power overall. The guy is a physical specimen at this division, and he's a ridiculous grappler. Way better grappler than Levitt is on top of it. I am starving, boys. So in about an hour, boys, I'm going to be... Yeah, boys, in about an hour, I'm going to be going for like 20 minutes. I'm either going to leave the live streams up or stop them and then go back. I don't know if I should stop them and go back. I feel like it'll kill the algorithm if I do that. What's for dinner tonight? No clue. I eat whatever my mom makes. It's Ramadan, so what she says goes. Does Fluffy get more than 7 takedowns? That's a ridiculous question, and I feel like that's a degenerate question. Medic has a 100% knockout rate. That's when he wins. That's when he wins. He's not winning this fight. Euros Medic is not beating Jeff Neal, boys. No, Euros Medic is not beating Jeff Neal unless Jeff Neal's chin is completely gone. Jeff Neal's a much better boxer on the inside. He's way more durable overall. He's the better grappler between the two. I'd be shocked. How confident in my top 3? The last 3 fights, my top 5 predictions on the card were Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, Yadier Del Valle, Carly Judice. Who were the other 2? I can't remember what else I had. Who else did I have as my top 5, boys? Korea and Edwards. There we go. My guy Fenn, bro. See, somebody keeps up with my stuff. You guys keep up messing. Those are my guys, bro. I love that. I love how I could just ask the chat what else is my top 5, and they're in there. Ige winning. Would be shocked if Ige can get into range pretty often in this fight. He's a little bit too low output. The problem with Ige is he's a little bit too low output, and he needs to fight inside the pocket. I think Melky keeps his distance very well overall. Oh, bro, Del Valle I've been waiting for forever, bro. I'm worried about Fluffy because I love Fluffy, but I'm not worried about Fluffy whatsoever. Not one bit. Why so confident Strickland will lose? Strickland's going to be on the back foot in this fight. We got a hat and a mustache from Cooper there. Appreciate you, Cooper, my guy. Thank you for the gift, bro. Waiting to see this guy again since November. Yo, Del Valle, man, I can't wait, bro. Here we go. He's about to walk through Jordan Levitt, man. He will finish Jordan Levitt. Yeah, I mean, I thought Judice could have put in a little bit more with the volume, but at the same time, I think her getting taken down early, especially dry, kind of made her think a little bit more about getting in like that. So that's probably a big aspect of it. Here we go. I like Fluffy, but not saying no way Strickland is crazy, bro. Hopefully you're right, but MMA gods are cruel. I'll tell you the thing with Sean Strickland here. Sean Strickland's going to be on the back foot a majority of the time. If he goes in the front foot, he doesn't really deal some ridiculously damaging output to keep Fluffy off of his game. Fluffy's going to be shooting repeatedly, and we've seen Strickland be taken down by Abus Magomedov, by Dricus du Plessis plenty of times in both of their fights, right? The first Dricus du Plessis fight, Abus Magomedov in round 1. Strickland's cardio is not as good as Fluffy Hernandez's, especially when it starts in the grappling. All right, boys, going to be commentating right now the Yadier Del Valle fight versus Jordan Levitt. We'll be commentating this right now. We'll go from there. Here we go. Del Valle, Jordan Levitt. Del Valle, a physical freak of nature at featherweight. Look how big this guy is at featherweight, bro. Ridiculous grappler, undefeated. Cuban Levitt immediately goes for the takedown. Eats a knee to the body in the process, trying to catch the front kick, or the body kick of Del Valle. And Levitt gets Del Valle down. So here we go. Levitt in on a body lock, immediately gets Del Valle down. Trying to pass into the half guard, gets into the half guard. Del Valle lands a little elbow short, getting his back to the cage. Levitt holding on for dear life on the body lock right now. What's the odds on Sean Strickland to call out Dan Hooker? Same odds as me pulling Adriana Lima tonight. Any prospects to look out for? Carly Judice was one of them, already fought for. Yadir Del Valle fighting right now, another prospect to look at. Korea, definitely going to be interesting to see how he fights against Gurule. And then the undefeated fights between Jacoby Smith and Josiah Harrell is definitely going to be an interesting one as well. Here we go. Del Valle gets back up. Levitt trying to go back in on the underhooks. Del Valle gets hit in the nuts by a Jordan Levitt knee. Jordan Levitt has a nasty cup shot to Del Valle. Low blow already. Labalsiniani also a prospect as well. He's fighting next fight against Phil Rowe. Time check. My bad. I'll link you up at the time in a second. We just got the nut shot, so we're going to be waiting for a sec. Got Yadir by sub. If he gets the back, I think it's his. Yeah, that's a very bad knee low blow. Like, that's a straight low blow. Good to see you too, user. I'm probably your top four. No, that's not my thing, Giancarlo. Here we go. We're back in 354, 353, 352 on my clock in round one. Yadir Del Valle versus Jordan Levitt. 349, 348, 347, 346. There we go. Teep for Levitt goes for another teep. 3 teeps in a row for Levitt. Right hook for Del Valle. Low kick for Levitt right there. Knee for Levitt. Tries to attempt. Trying to get active with the kicks, Levitt is. Right hook to the left hand for Del Valle. Tries to go in on the inside. Levitt clinches. Levitt going to go for another takedown here. Outside trip gets Del Valle down again. Del Valle on the cage. Some shots for Del Valle right there over the top, but Levitt on top now. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting start for Del Valle. Looks a little bit out of range when he's striking. Levitt passes the half guard, goes into side control. So that's going to be interesting now. Going to be difficult for Del Valle to get up off this cage. Levitt holding on for this body lock, making it difficult for Del Valle to get up off the side control position with this body lock Levitt has. Del Valle is going to be trying to get his half guard back. Doesn't, but gets back to his feet. Levitt tries to lift with the body lock, doesn't get it. Del Valle stuffs it, but double underhooks for Levitt again, gets the trip going, and now Del Valle has him in his guard. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Levitt on top of Del Valle. What's going on, Will? Levitt trying to throw off the overhooks from Del Valle. Levitt has 3 takedowns already in the first round. Elbow for Levitt right there. And Del Valle holding on to his guard right now against Levitt. Very interesting. Del Valle not the greatest gas tank either, so the later the fight goes, the more interesting it's going to get for Levitt. I think it's a very smart game plan for Levitt to mitigate as much as he can off of Del Valle, weighing in as much as he can with the grappling. What's up anyways? We're hoping for a Del Valle win, but not the greatest to start so far. Levitt on top, lands an elbow. Full guard for Del Valle still there. How does the pick thing you did work? I did my predictions and saved it when you'll be able to see it. You should be able to see it in the league. Hopefully you join the league, Nico. The league is use code MMADBM to join it. And then you'll see in the league like who's first. Ground and pound, tries to posture up. Levitt does, loses the ground and pound, immediately goes back down from the posture up. What do you think about Ferris ZM? I think he's potentially a top 5 lightweight in the world today. Potentially. Not necessarily. Bare minimum top 7. But Del Valle right now still has his guard closed on the bottom against Levitt. And Levitt just seems to be cruising this round right now on top of Yadir Del Valle. 46 seconds left. Del Valle not showing anything for Levitt to see if he keeps him down what's going to happen. Del Valle keeping his guard closed. Feet on hips right now. Closing back the guard. Not much off of his back Del Valle does. Doesn't really give much to explode to get out. And it looks like Jordan Levitt, 21, 20, 19 seconds left in round 1, is going to ride out this first round. Jordan Levitt is up 1-0 after round 1. Very interesting. Levitt going for a toe hold maybe? Or tries like some sort of ankle lock. Tries to hyperextend the ankle maybe of Del Valle. It doesn't end up working. Interesting stuff. It's weird because Del Valle, he's still a slight favorite. That's interesting. The thing is, Del Valle live is interesting because he's not necessarily the greatest in the third round. The cardio isn't always going to be there for him. So we'll see. We will see. So far, I mean, if Del Valle doesn't finish him or wins these next 2 rounds, it is all Jordan Levitt. You think Baldy will announce 327 on live or at 326? Lord knows at this point, man. It shouldn't be at 326 a month out. That's the problem. It shouldn't be that late. Will Fazia be able to return to his former form? His former form is well past his prime, my man. He's gone. Our boy is gone, unfortunately. Round 2 of Yadier Del Valle. Some deep breaths a little bit from both guys. Appreciate you, Nick, my guy. The beer is the only thing I do myself. The hair is all the barber. 1-1-2, all out of range for Del Valle there. Looks a little stiff. And again, not too confident entering right now because of the Levitt takedowns. The last time I got them all correct, we've had like 1 loss on like several different cards. We're 30-7 on the year. Levitt is quite literally toying with him on the feet. Like he's sticking both hands out like this, keeping Del Valle out at range. Oh, good jab right there for Del Valle. Fouls up at the left. But Del Valle is on the front foot right now. 425, 424 left on the clock in round 2. Big left for Del Valle, just out of range. Levitt very labored, double leg, telegraphed. Tries a knee, eats a jab. Del Valle lands a jab. Jab and a low kick for Levitt. On the feet, Del Valle looks a little bit better, but Levitt throwing a little bit more volume. Del Valle needs to pick it up a little bit in terms of volume and pace because right now it's not looking good for him. Round 1, Levitt had him down. First minute has gone by in round 2. He has landed some good shots. Needs to keep it going, though. I have not. I don't know what the Engage merch is, Nick. Nick, send me a DM about the Engage merch. Let me know what that is. Appreciate you so much, William. It means the world, bro. Teep to the body for Levitt. I do think the body work is definitely going to do him a big favor. Couple teeps right there for Levitt. Goes high with the front kick. Yadier is not liking those. And he's not doing anything to counter them. Will Anthony Hernandez finish Strickland? Yes. Very big looping left for Yadier Del Valle. Jab for Yadier. Now Levitt gets himself in a bad position here. Del Valle going for a guillotine into mount. Levitt does a very good job getting him off to the side. And now Yadier is back on bottom. Inside control. Jumped to submission way too early before getting the position. And now Levitt's in on the body lock again. Holding Del Valle down. Now here's the thing. Levitt isn't doing any damage on top. Del Valle has done this. My YouTube is the same thing. MMA DBM. Link is in the bio as well. Levitt on top in the half guard against Del Valle right now. Think we might get announcements during broadcast. Would be nice. Jordan Levitt making this a relatively boring fight. Not really trying to advance position while you have the guard of Del Valle open. Levitt is quite literally holding on. Remember hearing Jordan as a wife? Probably. So, for those that think Khamzat Chimaev, Becky Hull, thank you for the Your Awesome gift, Cooper. I already said for the your hat and mustache. So, here's a very good showcasing of the difference between holding on to a guy and actually trying to proceed while the defensive guy is holding on more. Del Valle has his guard open. He's trying to push off. Levitt is forcing his way onto Del Valle. Very big difference between like the Khamzat Chimaev DDP fight and then this fight right here. Jordan Levitt has an open guard of Del Valle to pass, and he is not proactively passing. He is not trying to get out of this half guard to advance position and do more damage. Levitt is just sitting on top. If we base it off of damage, Del Valle was landing the better shots on the feet. Levin didn't do anything in the second round so far other than hold him. But it is most likely that Del Valle is on pace to lose. He did the better damage so far in the second round, but again, I don't think it's substantial enough to separate. And Levitt is just applying top pressure without doing anything with it. We're in round 3 in a minute, and Del Valle hasn't really done much in the fight. And Levitt is just laying on him. Not really landing many shots on top. Del Valle not showing much off of his back to get up. This being his first loss in the UFC isn't a good look for him. Jordan Levitt is not supposed to be a guy you're losing to if you're a legitimate prospect, especially when you're undefeated. Yeah, this kind of fight sucks because Del Valle doesn't have anything off of his... Well, there you go. Good elbow from Levitt there to separate. Yeah, Del Valle is going to need a finish. Del Valle is going to need a finish right now, and it's a horrible performance to start off the card for him. How much time left? 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27 in this third round for Yadir Del Valle versus Jordan Levitt. And we're going to lose on this Yadir Del Valle prediction, which is also one of my top 5. An illegal upkick from Yadir Del Valle. Was on accident. Apparently. We'll see if he gets a point taken away. Can't afford to lose a point anyways, but I mean, points don't matter for Del Valle anymore right now. You might as well lose the points because you're down on points anyways. You're not going to win the fight on points. I think he did try to go on the chest, I think. Ends up catching him on the side. Levitt right now is the live winner right now. 100%. Levitt again going for a leg lock. And here we go. Yadir Del Valle, Jordan Levitt. One more round. Del Valle down 2 rounds to 0. We are in the we're going into the third round. Wow. Yeah, I'm about to be 1-1 as well. Jordan Levitt's about to beat Yadir Del Valle, which is legitimately insane to me. I'm behind like 20 seconds. Look, I'm not even going to say anything. I'll refresh it later. 6 minutes and 43 seconds of ground control for Jordan Levitt in the first 2 rounds. Wow. Did Diego Lopez even train against Volkanovski? Didn't use his head, at least. And Del Valle is going to cost us. Cut's going well, SMH. Sean will show there are levels to this. Exactly. He's going to showcase how Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is on a much higher level. Low kick for Del Valle. Levitt goes low again with the kick. Goes high with the front kick attempt. Goes back to a teep. Levitt using these kicks, these front kicks, very proactively. And Del Valle quite literally has no answer. He's not doing a single thing on the feet. Looks like the much worse guy on bottom. It's a pretty just bad performance for Del Valle. It's just a bad performance. Like overall bad performance. Like there is nothing he's being put out. He's not putting out any volume. He looks like he's overthinking a lot of his entries right now. He can't get in the range of Levitt. Doesn't know how to set up his strikes to get into range. No, I'm Shia Habibi. My horrible predictions. I'm 30-7 on the year. That's like 82%. But Del Valle we will be getting wrong, unfortunately. Then leave the live, Jordan. What are you doing? Stay at the pizza shop. It's actually legitimately insane. Del Valle doesn't want to push the pace. He just let Levitt back into the middle. I mean, he had Levitt pressured. And he's just overthinking every single entry. Eric jinxed him. I mean, Del Valle not knowing how to cut off the cage here. He's hesitating to throw any sort of volume coming in. He's fuming. He's begging Jordan Levitt to engage with him because he can't cut it off. He can't cut off the cage. I hate when fighters do that, where they're like, come on, fight me. You need to get in there. You need to be able to get inside your range and fight him. Knee for Del Valle there. Levitt is, by the way, Levitt is not interested in fighting either. Don't get me wrong. Jordan Levitt is not interested in making this a fight whatsoever either. When's the last time Sean Strickland did that to somebody? Abus Magomedov? I mean, get a grip. Seriously. Del Valle with 2:34 left in round 3 to be able to do something here while on top. Needs a finish. Levitt holding on for dear life. He has his half guard locked on Del Valle's left leg, trying to keep Del Valle in this half guard so Del Valle can't do anything out of the position. Levitt is holding his grip as much as he possibly can with Del Valle on top of him. Del Valle trying to break the grip as much as possible. He needs to shove Levitt's head into the canvas to be able to do this. Del Valle needs to put both of his hands on Levitt's face to be able to move him in. Maybe trying to set up an arm triangle here. Kind of has a position in for it, but his half guard is in on the opposite side. Levitt is quite literally just mitigating risk right now. He is holding on for dear life to try to avoid it. If you want to play based off damage, maybe Del Valle, you could say, got it. Del Valle has the mount now. I think he does. No. One leg in the mount, the other leg in the half. It's the half guard right now. Trying to get the mount. Levitt fighting it. The cage helping Levitt a bit. Trying to get away from the mount. Minute 30 left for Del Valle right now. How is he 10-0? No clue. Del Valle trying to get into position with the mount. Doesn't get it. Minute 21 left and Levitt still holding on for dear life. Look, if we're going to be honest, Jordan, I'd love to be honest. It'd literally be a dream. If we're going to be honest, if we're going to be judging it based off damage, round 2 is possible for Del Valle, but I wouldn't score it for him. Just the way they're all highlighting damage as like the main proponent right now, I can understand it. Thank you, user 853 for the heart me. Big shots for Del Valle, maybe going for a guillotine here. Levitt somehow chains back into a single. And Del Valle gave up his position. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible level of IQ for Yadier Del Valle in that. I don't know how they're going to score round 2 if they're going to give Del Valle based off damage, but Levitt quite literally, I mean, Levitt's trying to step over the head of Del Valle here, which is going to put him in an interesting position to maybe go for a Kimura. Which it looks like Levitt's going to be trying to go for something here. But this fight sucked. This fight sucked. If you're the UFC, why does Jordan Levitt get another fight? With all due respect. With all due respect. Levitt has done nothing but attempt to stall in this fight. I'd like to see the amount of strikes Levitt threw in this fight. There we go. He's landing some elbows finally. But this was a clear Del Valle round. Round 2, round 1, probably for Levitt. Del Valle loses his undefeated record more than likely. Levitt is sitting there spanking him in the fight. Insane. Insane. That was a horrible fight. If Almeida's getting cut, with all due respect. Jordan Levitt had about like 7 to 8 minutes of top time in this fight. And he threw maybe how many strikes on top? 12? 20? In like 7 to 8 minutes of top time? That was embarrassing from Jordan Levitt. You have all that top time against an undefeated fighter, and you quite literally be as stationary as you possibly can. Del Valle had his guard open a majority of the time for Levitt to pass. Levitt had a load of opportunity to be able to get himself into better position or to land some ground and pound, with Del Valle's guard being wide open on bottom. Embarrassing for Jordan Levitt to be in those, not Jordan Levitt, for Del Valle to be in those positions and not be able to get out of them. Constantly giving up some very labored takedowns and very telegraphed takedowns from Jordan Levitt and not being able to put in the volume he has. That's a horrible, horrible performance from Del Valle. Ridiculously horrible performance from Del Valle. Jordan Levitt on top of it making an even more embarrassing performance overall. The fight could have been way better. Am I going to watch the Ryan Garcia fight? Yes. Will I be live during it? I'm uncertain on that. Can't hear me? Yeah, you can. My mic says it's on, bro. We'll see how they score the fight. Levitt more embarrassing on top of him. I knew it. Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It was a bad fight. It was a bad fight. Del Valle probably loses his undefeated record. I could argue Del Valle had more damage in the second. All three, 29-28. Jordan Levitt takes the undefeated record of Yadier Del Valle. Wow. Wow. Horrible performance from Yadier Del Valle. Legitimately horrible performance from him. That's a level showcasing. I mean, he quite literally, that's bad. Jordan Levitt on top for 7 to 8 minutes, does not try to put on any sort of ground and pound whatsoever. Budget cuts incoming. Caught Jordan Levitt. With all due respect. I mean, when am I doing Kahoot? We will not be, we did Kahoot yesterday. We'll not be doing Kahoot again this week. We did Kahoot for the whole week last week. We're going to be doing a bunch of other interactive stuff this week. Lebosniani, a prospect coming in right now. We'll see how Lebosniani does against Phil Rowe. Very big height disadvantage, but Phil Rowe, the worst grappler between the two for sure. Piotr Jan fighting now. How many takedowns does Fluffy get? Enough. DMU should check out the site if you get a chance. Merch is insane quality. I'll check it out in a bit, Nick. Probably like when I take a pause during the live stream to go eat with my family, and then we'll come back to the live. So, boys, everybody that's watching the live right now, I'm going to be ending the live stream in about like 20 minutes to go eat with my family. What? Probably facts. I'm going to eat with my family with like 20 minutes and come back to the live, boys. I will be ending the live, and then we'll be going back up. So anybody on the YouTube, anybody on the TikTok, do not worry. We'll be back in like 20 minutes. But so after this fight, was a women's fight good? Yes. Judice versus Miller was a pretty sick fight. Appreciate you, Oxby. Ruben. Sky Piccolo. What did I say? I knew Levitt was going to get it done. It was a horrible performance from both guys. Even worse from Del Valle. It was a very, very bad fight. Embarrassing from both guys. That sucks to lose that fight. What happened to that fight? Del Valle didn't know how to close distance. And he also couldn't stop a takedown. In it, he's not. Come on, man. I'd be shocked if Fluffy finishes Strickland off the first takedown. I think he chains more than 2 takedowns, yes. Del Valle didn't even try. I think he was trying. That's the worst part about it. I really like Juliana Miller as a fighter. I like her a lot. She was up against one of my favorite prospects and fighters in women's MMA and Carly Judice. Those are 2 of my favorites, honestly. I think Miller's a dog. I think Miller has a little bit of an issue fighting on the back foot. I can't name every Phil Rowe win on my casual. I think she's a sick style. I think she's pretty good. I think when she's on the back foot, she looks like maybe 80 times worse than she is on the front foot. That's the problem with Juliana Miller. What is everybody on that back wall? This is my favorite fighters. Oh, you can't see Jan a bit. So let me see if I can move it a little bit more. See how that looks. You can kind of see them all now. You have Jan, Holloway, Adesanya, Topuria, Oliveira, Poirier, DC, Makhachev, Arman, and Volkanovski. Those are the guys I have on the wall. Wait, what happened to Garbrandt? What about Garbrandt? Garbrandt's still fighting on 326. He's fighting against the Chinese guy. Forgot his name. Long? I don't want to disrespect him. How much do I like the next fight? I don't know enough about Lebosniani. I watched him a bit on the regional scene, on the tape, just to see if I pick him over Phil Rowe, and I do, but interesting fight. Do it as Makhachev, the glove grabber, as one of his favorites. The glove grabber. I mean, we were picking at anything at this point. Long Zhao. I was right, Long. I remember. Where's the Fiziev poster? Unlucky, man. I think the people that had the posters didn't have the Fiziev one. Only guy excited for 205, Khamzat, by the way. Everybody crying about Khamzat Chimaev going up to 205. You guys are embarrassing. You're legitimately embarrassing. You do not care more about a Chimaev and Imavov fight or a Chimaev and what's it called? And Fluffy fight more than you do a Chimaev Yuri fight. They are pretty expensive, Liam. Yeah, it's a headache to deal with, that's why I didn't even get frames. You think Zabit will come back to the UFC? No, he's just gonna be doing some jiu-jitsu here and there, and that's it. Cerrone, Volk, TJ, Izzy, Max, Poirier, DC. I feel you. No Jubilee? Nope. No. Melky gonna get that Steve Me Machine Garcia treatment again? You think so? Ige isn't like that pressure, pace type fighter. Wanted Chimaev versus Yuri. Yeah, I've said it plenty. Chimaev Yuri. Brandon, I just saw the gold medal you sent. I don't know how it didn't pop up earlier. Maybe it did and I missed it. Thank you, Brandon, for the gold medal gift. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, I did lose. We are 1-1 to start the card, and it was one of my top 5 predictions. So the second top 5 prediction for mine to lose this year. It's about 6 p.m. for me. What's going on, SB? Better get a Jordan Levitt poster after that performance? God, no. Holloway beats Arman? You're out of your mind. You don't even believe that, Josh. You don't even believe that. I want Garcia versus Allen at some point. Of course, if Allen stays at 45. I don't know why Arnold Allen wouldn't. I mean, the cut does look bad on him, to be fair, but I don't think he'd be the biggest of 55ers. I think he'd be pretty small at 55. I don't know why Arnold Allen will go down. Did I break my fast? No. After this fight, I'll be ending the live, and then we'll be going to, Del Valle was a horrible performance. Jordan Levitt having the top time he had with Del Valle's guard open and refusing to move out of the half guard, or when he gets side control, refusing to do anything with it is ridiculous. I am not the reason. That's not my fault. That is your fault. That is your irresponsibility with your money, because I tell you not to, because I don't do it myself. The rest of my top 5 are Korea, what else? Edwards, Fluffy, and I think that's it, because I already had Judice. We are not getting bloated this Ramadan. Absolutely not. If anything, we're cutting even more with Ramadan. I am Muslim, yes. This guy misfit. He said on stream he might move up. That's a horrible idea for Arnold. I mean, it's fun for lightweight, but fair enough, I guess. Levi didn't even try to scramble. Fight looked... Yeah, I mean, I think he doesn't trust his cardio enough to do it. How do you cut in Ramadan? I'm scared of gaining weight. I don't eat sugar. I'll eat my carbs because I am eating only 1 meal a day, and my fast is quite literally like 22. It's like a 22-hour fast for me. I eat like a little bit in a 2-hour window at that point, once iftar hits, and then I eat like maybe a little bit after, but no sugar, and I don't eat anything later at night. So I don't eat sahar. I don't eat sahur. That's why it's cutting, and I work out twice a day, so. It's not malnutrition if you're eating your calories and you're getting your nutrition in, right? So, calling it malnutrition is a little bit off. You get the fast in, you eat your calories, you get what you need to do, you get your nutrition in. Did you ever go to a UFC event? No, but I will be this year for sure, at least one. What's your key for weight loss? Calories in, calories out, focusing on what works for you, what makes your body feel good, and working out. Simple as that. I break my fast on Thumbit on dates. All right, here we go. Labosniani versus Phil Rowe. I'll be calling Labosniani Jean Paul because it's a lot easier. We got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in round 1. 38, 37, 36, 35 for those that want to sync up the streams. Carbs are sugar. It's not refined sugar. It's not, simple sugars like that. Some are, but you know what I mean. Not added sugar. I don't eat any added sugar. We're not on keto anymore during Ramadan. You're out of your mind. Jay, the best. Thank you for the follow. No, I will not be on VIP row watching a UFC fight. I don't have that kind of money. All right, Labosniani versus Phil Rowe. Labosniani moving forward. Low kick for Labosniani. Phil Rowe, not necessarily the highest of volume fighters overall, and does get complacent, especially with grapplers. Labosniani is a grappler himself, throwing an overhand going into the single leg. Immediately gets stuffed by Phil Rowe, so good takedown defense from Phil Rowe. Shimmies off a little bit. Right hook for Labosniani lands. Very big one overall. Jean Paul lands one. A little low kick as well. Looks like the more explosive fighter between the two. Phil Rowe needs to get active. Right hand looks a little bit kind of poor from Phil Rowe. Didn't like how that one looked. go to the Apex. I feel like the Apex would be a very, very fun viewing experience inside there. Not as fun for the viewership at home, but much better overall when you're there. Yep, 1-1 to start off the card. We started off last card 1-1. We finished 10-3, so not worried. Top 3 fights on this card. The main event for sure. Honestly, the main card is filled with bangers throughout the entire card. Ige versus Melky could get a little bit stationary, but the card is going to be fun. Labosniani's not big for the weight class, but at the same time, Phil Rowe is very, very tall. But Labosniani doesn't look like a welterweight, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Phil Rowe's making it a little bit difficult to kind of perceive that. Appreciate you, Jimmy, my guy. Ruben, you got to get off that stuff, bro. You got to get off that stuff, Ruben. Good double leg entry for Jean-Paul there. Jean-Paul gets Phil Rowe down. Holding onto the leg, sweeps him back, tries to jump into the mount, doesn't get it, but gets into the half guard now on top of Phil Rowe. Nobody's picking Reese. He can win. I think it'd be pretty difficult, to be honest. We got a heart me from Majus. Thank you, Majus, for the heart me. Appreciate it. Going in for a little ninja choke there. Kind of like a modified Darce from the freaking half guard. That's insane from Jean-Paul to attempt. Is still in the half guard of... Do I support Azamat Mirzakhanov? He will be indeed knocking out Paulo Costa. Mirzakhanov will be knocking out Paulo Costa. Good elbows from Jean-Paul on top. I like this guy, bro. He looked good on his tape for regional scenes, but it's a little bit different going into the UFC and doing this. Well, Phil Rowe, again, not the greatest of grapplers, but being able to posture up, land the shots he's landing, attempt that choke he did to try to make Phil Rowe try to scramble out of a better position. Nasty elbow from on top, and now he's kind of in mount here. Phil Rowe's off to the side, so trying to avoid it. Does defend it well, gets his half guard back. Strickland by flying armbar. Don't even think Strickland can attempt that. See, this is a good grappler. Don't do it a lot. Don't do it at all. Jean-Paul's getting on top, and he's fighting for position. Good right hand. Tries to immediately go back to a ninja choke. Jumps right back. Good top pressure. Postures up. My first ever card, I'll tell you, the first ever fight I watched was Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm. Some nasty ground and pound from the Bosniani. Going in for a choke again. Might have a spot to jump it here, but Phil Rowe gets up. The Bosniani tries to go for submission over position and ends up losing his position, but still has position on the cage right here. Good elbow uppercut from the Bosniani. Pace, pressure, constant volume, and he's going to go back in for a double leg here soon. This is the type of guy I like watching with the grappling. He gets on top. A fighter that does damage while having ground control, a fighter with IQ. That's crazy. Insane misfit, right? It's the type of fighter I like watching. I love watching Labosniani, a guy like this, get on top of a fighter, proactively try to advance position while landing ground and pound in the process. He knows his weight distribution. He gets on top, and he knows how to do it. Good overhand to a single leg. Little wrestlers. Oh, nice knee from Phil Rowe there. But really good combinations from Jean-Paul to break it. That knee was very interesting. Very close to land. Huge on Jean-Paul. It did land, though. Good low kick from Phil Rowe. I think I need to lower my stream volume a little bit. Oh, good right hook in the left hand from Jean-Paul. Moving forward, the Bosniani, 10 seconds to go in round 1. Good uppercut. Phil Rowe feints the uppercut. Doesn't land. A good right hand from Phil Rowe there, though. Left hook. Oh, big uppercut stuns the Bosniani. High kick from Phil Rowe. Good combination from Phil Rowe at the end there. That wasn't the Mechanab alarm, Majus. That was the, it was like some TikTok alarm. Good stuff from Phil Rowe at the end, but definitely a Labosniani round. Good fight. Here we go, boys. A good fight. We got a good fight, finally. Finally. They did both hurt each other in that round as well. There we go. Here we go. Where did you get your UFC posters from in the back? Look up UFC posters on TikTok. They're on TikTok Shop, all of them. They did hurt each other there. It was a very interesting scrap inside. Phil Rowe landed a little bit later on. Speak about Azamat, the professional Mirzakhanov. He will be knocking out Paulo Costa at UFC 326 in the second fight of the main card. The professional. Here we go, round 2. Can you count down the time you're at so I can sync up? I got you, my man. No problem. No problem. Yeah, just pause my YouTube stream and be able to do that. 452, 451, 50, 49, 48 for round 2 of Phil Rowe versus Lebosniani. When is Khamzat versus Yuri fight? In Miami. Just tuning in. Brother, where are we at tonight? How many wins you got? We're 1-1. Del Valle blew it. Del Valle blew it, Gary. So we are at Carly Judice with the win. Del Valle with the loss. High kick for Lebosniani there. Tries to land a left hand after. Good low kick for him as well right there. Most confident. My top 5 most confident predictions were Judice, Del Valle, Correa, Jocelyn Edwards, and Fluffy Hernandez. Del Valle lost, Judice won, and we're on to the next 2 soon. Good jab from Phil Rowe there at distance. You think Strickland is getting knocked out? I think he gets submitted. You synced up now? There we go. There we go now. When is the Khamzat Yuri fight? UFC 327 in April. April 11. I have Khamzat submitting him in the first. Why did you pick Michel Pereira? He's much higher overall level than Zacharias is. Much big step down in competition as well. Overhead right for Lebosniani. Let's see how Lebosniani's cardio does. Phil Rowe can definitely put it on later in the rounds. Got to give Reese a chance. I'll be here for when he surprises. I'm never going to be upset with a Michel Pereira loss. I have Yuri getting submitted by Khamzat in round 1. That's what I think happens. But I still wake up. All right, here we go. Who's your favorite fighter currently? Piotr Jan. Has been, is, will always be. Good entry from Lebosniani. A little bit out of range. Phil Rowe trying to threaten with a choke there. Good elbow from Phil Rowe right there in defense, but a single leg chain for Lebosniani. See even if he can get it. Doesn't seem like he will. Looks like Phil Rowe's going to defend it here. Shots up top for Lebosniani. Making it a little bit more difficult. Phil Rowe is on him right now. Good jab for Phil Rowe right there at the end. Good low kick for Phil Rowe. Low kick for Lebosniani. Khamzat Aspinall after here. He stop it. Body kick for Lebosniani. Phil Rowe flexes after not necessarily landing the most volume in the fight so far. Jab for Phil Rowe out of range. Didn't you pick against Goder in the against Rob? No, I had Jan in that Rob fight. I am fasting, yes. We'll be breaking our fast in about like 10 minutes. Right after this fight, we'll be breaking our fast. Over under is 0.5 backflips from Michel Pereira. Depends if he wins. Over is a good shout. People forget, man, Yuri doesn't cut weight. Possible that. Namarab was the fighter of the year. That's a horrible, horrible take. I couldn't believe that, to be honest. Ali, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Follow number 9 on the live stream, Ali. Appreciate you, my man. Thoughts on Palestine? Free Palestine. My God, greatest. In on a single leg is Lebosniani once more. 149, 148, 147 left in round 2. Do you eat right after Maghrib or drink water for 10 minutes straight, then eat? What are we doing? No, I pray and then I eat. Break my fast on a thumber. Lots of love, man. Such good content for UFC. Appreciate you, Finn, my man. Thank you so much, bro. It means the world. So here's what's going to happen. Right after this fight, we're going to end the live stream. We're going to go back live right after. I'm going to end the live for about 20 minutes. How do you not bloat for Ramadan? I manage it pretty well. Do I get a little hungry? Yes, don't get me wrong, but I hydrate very, very well. I drink my water. I get my gallon in within the span. And then apart from that, like, I don't eat suhoor. I don't eat sugar, like refined sugar, like added sugar. Really good takedown there. Outside trip for Lebosniani against the cage. It's a nice takedown. His takedowns are very high level, by the way. I picked Jan in that fight against Merab. You can go back and check my predictions. Reese is going to finish Pereira. I think one guy gets finished in that fight for sure. I don't think Reese finishes him, though. Who's fighting? Right now we have Lebosniani versus Phil Rowe. Lebosniani on top in round 2. Had a very solid overall round 1. Hurt for Rowe a couple times. Good shot to the body there as Phil Rowe gets up. Lebosniani lands a good little uppercut to the body. Nice one with Del Valle. Yeah, pretty big whiff on that one. A horrible performance from both guys, especially Del Valle, though. Only champion to fight 4 times in a year. Oh, not the only champion. Other champions have fought 4 times in a calendar year before. Why do you think Fluffy beats Strickland? Pace, pressure. Strickland will get a little bit more tired than Fluffy does. I think, in my opinion, I think a cut is harder on him. Good right hand for Lebosniani right there. Jab. Oh, knee for Phil Rowe. I think partially lands on a big right hand. on the follow-up as Phil Rowe falls down. Labasniani lands a right hand going down there. I think it's another Labasniani round. Do I take electrolytes for Sahur? I have electrolytes a little bit later. Not for Sahur, a little bit like earlier. I don't drink them earlier on. Really boring card so far. I think first round for Labasniani and Phil Rowe is not that bad. Second round was nothing crazy. Judice versus Miller was a very good fight. Del Valle versus Levitt sucked. Think the rest of my predictions will hit 100%. 100%. Yeah, so I'm going to end the stream after this live stream, after this fight. I'm going to go eat for like 20 minutes, and I'm going to be back up here for the live again. I'll probably be a little bit bloated at night. At night, I'm bloated. Throughout the day, I'm not. Yeah, 2-0 for, what's it called? Calling Judice a can is hysterical. She got put in some very nasty positions early on. Defended those ridiculously in round 1 and round 3. Defended those fantastically. Gets up, goes, and batters Juliana Miller the rest of the fight. How are you going to call her a can? She's one of the best boxers in the division. If not the best boxer in the division. I always drink water before I start consuming a lot. Trust me, I manage it well. Thank you, though. Why do you think Neal will win? Much better pocket boxer, more durable overall, better grappler. Am I going to show Sean Strickland? I cannot show the fights on here. That's illegal. Rowe getting submitted here. I think Labasniani's a little bit labored. I don't think he wants to push too much of a pace on his grappling right now. Gets a little bit tired on it. Eats a big jab from Rowe, though. And Rowe is defending a good amount of these takedowns. Overhand right for Rowe. Just misses, though. Labasniani needs to keep himself on the inside. Good body kick for him right there. Cannot stay at range for Rowe to land that jab. Jab again for Rowe. Appreciate you, Dando. My guy. Why not Soriano win? It's a tough fight to predict, to be honest. I think Soriano can hurt him. I think Ramiz Brahimaj can definitely get the back. Also can put him in some bad chokes. Judice should be undefeated, with all due respect to Gabriela Fernandez and the other person she lost to. I think it was Curtis Keita, maybe? I can't remember who else. Good low kicks right there for Labasniani. 352, 351, 350 left in round 3. Extended combination does not land for Labasniani there. We're all waiting for O'Day to fight. I definitely will be live before. The only fight I might miss is Ramiz Brahimaj versus Soriano. Like, I might miss it for stream. I'll be watching it. But I will be back for the Edwards fight at the bare minimum. I think Pereira fight goes the distance. No. How do you deal with the hungers and cravings? I'm on carnivore right now. You get used to the cravings eventually. It's just a bit of discipline to get through the beginning part of it. And then you find things that are like a little sweeter for you. Like if you're on carnivore, I feel like if you drink milk and then like put like a little bit of butter in it, I think you'll like, that's like a treat. If you're on carnivore, I feel like. I don't know what I'm eating. My mother's made some probably good food. Would I fight an MMA YouTuber for money? Yes. Boxing. No, I'd fight, period. I'd do MMA or boxing. But it'd have to be for like a good amount of money. I'm not taking damage for no money. That's stupid. And why fight? Why not just make content? Getting used to eating less is the hardest part. That's the beginning of it, right? I am in the U.S., yes. Labasniani and Phil Rowe, not too much is happening right now in this round 3. A little bit low output between both guys, trying to figure out their range. High kick attempt for Rowe. Good right hand for Rowe, though. Kind of bloodied up the face of Labasniani in round 3 here. And Labasniani's starting to slow down. So maybe Phil Rowe could take in good single leg timing. Oh, it didn't really try to time the single leg. Look, milk and butter, in my opinion, isn't my thing. I've seen some people do it and say it's a treat, though. What's the reason I pronounce Bilal Muhammad's name so well? It's because his name is Bilal Muhammad. I'm Arab. I'm Arab. He's Arab, right? 500K in the octagon with Ngannou for 30 seconds. Would do that in a heartbeat. So we have a mount right now for Labasniani getting on top of Phil Rowe off the scramble from that takedown. Now has the back. Phil Rowe does scramble well. Has the choke in, though, but no hooks. Weird position to get this choke in. Rowe's getting out of it, though, because there were no hooks. Now Labasniani back into the mount. Rowe had to give up the position. Very interesting stuff here. Del Valle fought a horrible fight. Guru P. Arman on damage. You'd watch me versus Guru? Guru is huge compared to me, man. I think Guru said he's like 250, 260. I'm 215 right now. And I'm like 5'9". He's like 6'3". Very big difference. He has like 50 pounds on me and 6 inches of height. And DDP's a big dude. Look how much bigger he was in DDP. What's the goal weight? Probably 190 lean. I'd probably look exactly how I want to, if not like 185. I am not 6'3". I am 5'9". Bosniani and Rowe having some good scrambles here. Relatively entertaining end to round 3 with Bosniani trying to get in on this choke here, but Phil Rowe actually doing a very good job keeping him on the side for the defense. Maybe 6'6", I don't know. In 20 years younger? Nah. Guru can't be 30, 40. Bosniani in on this guillotine. Right hook off the break as Phil Rowe gets back up. Rowe needs to put on some volume to win this fight, and Bosniani has definitely won rounds 1 and 2. I would argue even round 3 as well. Not my thing, real Shaki. So, Shaqui. Bosniani, 23 seconds left. Right overhand right lands for him against Phil Rowe. Looking like Bosniani wins this by decision here. A Galaxy from Casual MMA. Legend. Sent Galaxies the last time. Oh, good one, too, right there from Phil Rowe. Thank you, Casual. Another good one, too. And a left hook from Phil Rowe and a right hand. Phil Rowe landing big combinations at the end of the fight. Good job from Bosniani. Bosniani has a chin, boys. Bosniani has a chin. Sick fight. You can maybe give Phil Rowe round 3 if you really want to, but I doubt it. Who wins, Ilya or Gaethje on the White House card? It's like asking, will my car going 150 miles per hour win against the squirrel on the street? Which one seems more likely, my car or the squirrel? Yeah, Taporti is putting Gaethje out. 30-27, Bosniani is not good for me. I'm from the UK, so I've got to stay up late. Just going to sleep. I feel you, Brody. I feel you. But I think the main card's good enough to stay up for. I think there are going to be some very fun fights on this card. 30-27 isn't horrible. 29-28 is also not bad. Round 3 is up for grabs. Squirrel because it's tiny. Ilya the Squirrel. You're out of your mind, Blake. Jean-Paul decision for sure. Definitely won that fight by decision. Squirrel has the lighter man's skill. Love that, Rebavix. Ngannou and Aspinall need to join the PFL. Stop it. Nobody needs to join the PFL. The PFL sucks. The PFL is quite literally one of the worst products you can watch for MMA. Bosniani sounds Armenian. There's just no way he's straight up from the U.S. He's from somewhere else. His name is Jean-Paul. I haven't been eating carbs at all. Very low carb. I'm talking about that's keto, James. That's keto. What time is the ice fight? I had no clue what you're talking about. If Rowe just started standing banging 20 seconds earlier, he would have knocked him out or TK. Or, I mean, he probably wouldn't. I don't think Bosniani would have stood there the whole time eating them. Who you thought won? Clear Bosniani win. Gon should get a punishment more than a reward, yes. My top 5 predictions are Judice, Del Valle, Correa, Edwards, and Fluffy. 1-1 on those right now, unfortunately. So second loss in the year on my top 5. Hot take, Usman Nurmagomedov wouldn't do well in the UFC. I think he'd be a top 5 lightweight in the UFC. Bosniani, Phil Rowe, decision coming on right now to be announced. What's taking so long for the scorecards, huh? Because there shouldn't be a dispute on this scoring here. Here we go. Bruce Buffer's in. Should be a clear Bosniani win here. Should be clear. Very clear Bosniani win, right? It's a split. How? Who scored it for Rowe? Yeah. Who scored that for Phil Rowe? Is this really how the judging is going to be? Strickland's not winning, Hamza. He's not winning, man. I ate twice from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Trying to do 28-30. I'm 6 foot 230. Do your thing, man. You got to feel what your body feels and make sure you just understand the calorie limit and go from there. What 2 rounds did Phil win? Your guess is as good as mine. You could maybe give him round 3, and that's like, that's a push. That's a push. All right, boys, listen. I have to get going for a bit. I'm going to go eat real quick. I'm going to be back up on live in 20 minutes. So literally in 20, 25 minutes, make sure you're looking for my live. It might be even shorter, to be honest. It might not even be 20 minutes. So I'm going to end the live on TikTok and on YouTube. I'll be right back on live. I'm going to post a TikTok and come right back on live. All right, boys? So Ramadan Mubarak to those, what's it called? Ali Tabalo, for those that are breaking their fast, that are also partaking in Ramadan. I'll be back on YouTube stream and on TikTok stream very, very soon. All right? 20 minutes at most. I'm going to end both streams right now. I'll be seeing you guys in like 15 to 20 minutes. All right, boys? Love you all. See you guys then.